Hey, trending topics. Welcome to U6-L2 World Issue Project. So, throughout this instruction video, I'll have a few questions that pop up on the Edpuzzle. Make sure that you answer those. They're just comprehension questions to make sure that I'm explaining this correctly and also you're getting the right information. All right, so let's talk about this project. Like I said, probably many times before, this is my first time teaching this course. And of course, this is my first time teaching this project. So hopefully it goes as smooth as possible. If you have any questions, let me know as soon as possible. I will help you out. All right, so here is the overview. Your job is to track a world regional news story over the next 3 school weeks. So if you include winter break, that would be 4 weeks. You are going to research your topic, summarize articles related to your topic, make predictions about your topic, and explore how your topic impacts the world. This will be a step-by-step, week-by-week process. So this is not an assignment that you can just sit down and do like within an hour. You have to do this assignment over the course of the next 3 school weeks. So do note that this project is due January 5th, 2025 at midnight. But like I said before, each week you're going to be doing little chunks of the project. So I'm going to pause here and ask you a question. When is this project due? Hopefully you said January 5th, 2025 at midnight. Here's my next question. Can you do this project in an hour at one time? Or do you have to do this project spaced out over the course of the next 3 school weeks? Hopefully you said over the next 3 school weeks. All right, let's dive in. So here are the directions. Step number 1. You are going to click on this link here for a list of countries. Choose one country that you want to research a news topic about for the next 3 weeks. Make sure it is a country that you have access to news articles and only one student per country. So let's take a look at this link here. So if I click on this link, it will take me to this document. As you can see, there is a gigantic list of countries. What you're going to do is you're going to choose one of these countries to do a news story about. And once you've chosen it, put your name next to the country. So let's say I want to do Pakistan. Then I'm going to put my name right next to it. The only 2 countries that are off limits are the United States, because we live there, and New Zealand, because that is the country that I did my example on. If there is a country on here that is not listed that you would like to do a news story about, email me first to let me know, and so I can approve it. All right, let's go back to the instructions. Step 2. You are going to research a news story that is currently relevant in your chosen country. Your news story needs to be 1 week old or newer, so it has to be super recent. Your news story also needs to be ongoing, meaning that there will be potential updates to the news topic in the weeks to come. This is super duper important right here. I'm going to repeat it. Your news story also needs to be ongoing, meaning that there will be potential updates to the news topic in the weeks to come. If the news story is not ongoing, you are going to have an incredible, difficult time completing this project. So here's my tip. Some global issues that may be ongoing include access to clean water, child labor, human trafficking, inequality for women, infectious diseases, persecution of minority groups, refugee crisis, changes in political powers, war, and weather crises like hurricanes and floods. Step number 3. Now, this is where it gets a little bit trickier, so make sure you are really paying attention to these next parts. So, for step number 3, you only complete this step during Unit 6, Week 1, which will happen between December 9th through 13th, 2024. So hopefully you're watching this video within that week. So you are going to open up the assignment that says U6-L3 World Issue Slideshow Assignment. Okay, it's already in Schoology. You all get your own copy of the slideshow, and I will show you that slideshow in just a second. So for Unit 6, Week 1, you are just going to complete slides number 1 through 6. Okay, and follow the instructions that are in the speaker notes of the slideshow. So let's take a look at that slideshow. So you all are going to get access to the slideshow right here. It's nice and orange. And you will see that on each slide, there's different things that you need to do. So for Unit 6, Week 1, you only need to do slides number 1 through 6. So for slide number 1, you are going to say the name of your country, the name of your news story that you chose, and also your name. Then you will see that on slide number 2, I have Unit 6, Week 1. I only have that slide in there just as a place marker for what you need to do for each week. So there's nothing you need to write for slide number 2. Slide number 3, you're going to see that it says map up here. And you're like, what is the heck does Miss Corey want me to write on this slide? That is a great question. I have put all the instructions for each of the slides in the speaker's notes. If you do not know how to find the speaker notes, what it is if you go to the bottom of your screen, there is kind of this little gray line. You're going to click on that line and you're going to drag it up. Then that will pop up the speaker notes and you can see what I want for on each of these slides. So for slide number 3, I want you to include a map of where your country is located in the world. Yep, that's it. Pretty easy. Then going on to slide number 4, again, open up those speaker notes and you will see what you need to do for slide number 4. So include the following information on this slide: the link to your original news story, the name of the news source that you got the story from, the name of the reporter of the news story, when the news story was originally published. So again, your news story must be a week old or newer, and include a picture pertaining to the news story and a link to the website you got the pic from. Slide number 5. You are going to include the following information on this slide: 4 to 6 sentences or bullet points explaining the background of the news story. Make sure that it is all in your own words, of course, and include a picture pertaining to the news story and a link to the website you got the picture from. Slide number 6 is prediction. So in this slide, you must include the following information. Make a prediction for what you think will happen about your news story for the next 2 weeks, and include a picture pertaining to the news story and a link of the website you got the picture from. All right, once you're done with slide number 6, you are done for Unit 6, Week 1. Okay, so I'm going to pause here for a second and ask you this question. Which slides do you need to do for Unit 6, Week 1? Hopefully you said slides number 1 through 6. And if you forget that, they're in the directions right here. In the directions, I also put what you need to do for each of the slides, but it's just easier to look at the speaker notes since it's right there on your slideshow. All right, step number 4, only complete this step for Unit 6, Week 2, which will be December 16th through the 20th, 2024. You are going to open up the U6-L3 World Issue slideshow assignment from before. And for Unit 6, Week 2, you are just going to complete slides number 8 and number 9. And again, you're going to follow the instructions in the speaker notes. So let's take a look. So you see slide number 7 is just a placeholder. Nothing to write on this. It just says Unit 6, Week 2. To help you out to know that you need to do slides number 8 and slides number 9. So slide number 8 direction. You're going to include the following information on this slide: 3 to 5 sentences or bullet points explaining why the news story is significant in your chosen country. Also include a picture pertaining to the news story and a link to the website you got the picture from. Slide number 9. You're going to include the following information in this slide: how has your news story changed from last week to this week? Now, this is kind of a tricky thing because it might take a little bit of digging through news articles to find an update. So here's my hints for you. Look for updates about what people are doing, who is reporting on it, and any new developments about the scenario of your news story. You may look at another news source reporting on your news story to see if the other news source has more updates. And you cannot just say it hasn't changed. You must give me some sort of update. Please email me if you are having troubles. I will help you out. You also need to include a link to an update about your chosen news story. So if there's an updated article, just put that in there. And include a picture pertaining to the news story and the link of the website you got it from. All right, I'm going to pause here for a second. For Unit 6, Week 2, what are the slides you are supposed to complete? Hopefully you said slides number 8 and slides number 9. All right, let's go back to those instructions. So for step number 5, you are only going to complete the step for Unit 6, Week 3, which is a short week. So this week is right after winter break. It is January 2nd and 3rd of 2025. You're going to open up the U6-L3 World Issue slideshow from before. And for Unit 6, Week 3, you are just going to complete slides number 11, 12, and 13. Make sure that you follow the instructions that are in the speaker notes of the slide. So let's take a look at Unit 6, Week 3. Like I said before, slides number 11, 12, and 13. So for slide number 11, you're going to include the following information. How has your news story changed from the last 2 weeks? Like I said before, look for updates about what people are doing, who is reporting on it, and any new developments about the scenario of your news story. You may look at another news source reporting on your news story to see if the other news source has more updates. And you cannot say it hasn't changed. You must give me some sort of update. Email me if you have troubles. Include a link to the update about your chosen news story, and include a picture pertaining to the news story and the link of the website you got it from. Slide number 12. You are going to look back at slide number 6, which was your prediction slide. Was your prediction correct? If so, explain what you got correct in your prediction. If not, explain what you got wrong in your prediction, and include a picture pertaining to the news story and the link to the website you got the picture from. Slide number 13, this is the last slide. Include the following on the slide. In 3 to 5 sentences or bullet points, explain why someone in the United States should pay attention or care about your news story. Include a picture pertaining to the news story and a link to the website you got the picture from. All right, once you are done with slide number 13, make sure that you proofread everything and make sure you answer all the questions in the speaker notes. Then you can submit it to Schoology. So let's go back to the direction sheet to wrap this up. So like I said, proofread your slideshow and make sure you answer all the questions, then turn it into Schoology. Here are some of my tips. So feel free to change up the background of your slideshow. Here are 2 websites I like to use. Make sure your news story is an ongoing news story, meaning that there will be updates as the weeks go on. If you need help finding a news story or news source, please let me know. I can help you out. If you're having trouble answering the question for the slideshow, email me. I will help you, or try a different news story, or try a different country. Here's a document about news biases and news sources. Now, most of these are United States based, but they can be kind of a helpful first step. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am more than happy to help you out. Here's a link to the rubric as well. And here's a link to my example. Now, this will be helpful if you're a visual learner like I am. So here's my example. I did a news story as well. Mine's from back in November because I created this in November. But you can see that I did New Zealand, and you can flip through all of the slides and see my answers for all the slides. So you have a nice example to go off of. If you have any questions about the example, let me know too, okay? And if there's a website block that you're interested in using, let me know and I can try to unblock it. I have to email the tech guys to do that, but they're pretty good about unblocking stuff for me. And anything plagiarized or AI will be an automatic 0 for the entire assignment, to make sure all your answers are in your own words. So before we end this video, one last question. When is this project due? All right. Hopefully you said January 5th, 2025, but like I've said a million times before, you need to chip away on this project each week. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I am more than happy to help you out. All right. Good luck. Bye.